Right now, Billy Nungesser giving the closing remarks as the City Marshals Conference wrapped up. And friends of Chris Stafford remember his life, legacy, and the music he left behind.
Live from Acadiana, your local news leader, this is Passe Partout.
Good morning. I thank you for joining us. This week, more than 200 law enforcement officers from across Louisiana came to the hub city for the state's City Marshal and Constable Training Conference. News 10's Britt LaFaso spoke with Lafayette's City Marshal and Louisiana's Lieutenant Governor about why this is so important.
And, we look at different things that police officers are doing, and we try to do things better. As the president, it means a lot to me that so many law enforcement officers came out.
Lafayette City Marshal Reggie Thomas says the training conference brought more than 200 law enforcement officers from across the state.
So we have so many agencies here, and everybody is participating. So it's just a time that everybody is coming together, and we're doing new training, we're getting new equipment, and we want everybody to be at a certain level so that we can look at the community and tell the community we're doing everything we can to keep you safe.
Some of that training, including lessons about fentanyl and opioids, stopping bleeding, shooting, and leadership. Louisiana Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser also stopped by to thank the marshals and constables from Acadiana and Louisiana for the work they do every day.
Well, I think anytime you can thank law enforcement for the job they do, for the work they do, we should do it. Whenever I see an officer in uniform, I always walk up and say thank you. They put their life on the line every day. And a lot of people don't think the constables and these folks, but everybody in law enforcement, everyone that wears that uniform puts their life at risk.
That was Britt LaFaso reporting there. And News 10's Delver Jones served as the MC at a banquet last night to culminate the end of that conference. The Lafayette community mourning the loss of a famous local musician and producer, Chris Stafford. News 10's Dawson D'Amico spoke with a few people who knew him best. They say, although he's gone, his legacy will live in Lafayette forever.
Generous, collaborative, willing to work with anybody, zen, just had this amazing ability to calm everybody down, keep everybody on focus.
On Thursday morning, Stafford fell victim to a deadly vehicle crash on Pinhook Road. His passing has the community grieving, as he was known to many as an important figure for up-and-coming musicians in Acadiana.
There is a younger generation of people who continue to put a focus and put their time and energy into Cajun and Creole culture. And Chris was smack dab in the middle of all of that.
Stafford's talent and passion for music began at a young age, where he started the Cajun Americana band Fou Filet. His former French immersion teacher, Kirby Jambon, noticed Stafford's talents from the very beginning and how special he'd become.
He's so versatile to play from guitar to steel guitar to, fiddle, accordion, piano. He's just very talented.
Stafford's talent playing music was noticed, but his work as a producer helped shape his legacy as an important figure in the community.
It wasn't just his ability to play well, it was his ability to understand the game, understand the bigger picture.
Stafford started Stafford Land Studios in downtown Lafayette, where he helped musicians with their own style of music, leaving his mark on everyone in the local industry.
And really, he was recognized amongst musicians in particular as the cream of the crop. He's considered one of the best musicians in this city.
From his passion and charismatic personality, Stafford's peers say his legacy in Lafayette will live on forever.
He's very young and had so much. He's already left us a legacy of music and a legacy of goodness. And we just hope his light can continue in this world.
And Stafford passed away Thursday. He was 36 years old. Another deadly crash in Lafayette claimed the life of a Maurice man. It happened Thursday night on Ambassador Caffrey. Police say the investigation revealed a pickup truck failed to yield and made a left turn in front of an oncoming motorcyclist. Authorities say 34-year-old Ronnie Lee Trahan died at the scene. The driver of the truck submitted a voluntary breath sample, and at this time there was no sign of impairment impairment. The investigation remains under investigation. Out of Lafayette, the recent conviction of Joshua Willis was found guilty of the 2016 murders of Ashley Metz and Brooklyn Hill has brought closure to the families of the victims. Carla Dean, the mother of Ashley Metz, says it's been 8 years since the brutal murder of her daughter. Willis appeared in front of a Lafayette jury who found him guilty for the first-degree murder of Ashley Metz and the second-degree murder of Brooklyn Hill. Willis will serve life in prison without the possibility of parole. News 10 spoke exclusively with Dean, who tells us this is the best news she could receive and her daughter can now truly rest.
She's now resting, and we can now go on, and he can go and get what he deserves.
Willis is set to appear back in court on June 13th for automatic sentencing. The Ville Platte Housing Authority director is stepping down from his position after claims of misuse of funds from the authority's budget. According to Ville Platte Housing Authority board member Arthur Sampson, the Housing Authority's budget was in the red. This was back in 2024 March. However, Sampson says that wasn't the only problems were discovered with the budget. Back in November 2023, the board allegedly discovered they were over budget as well. Sampson says the board members are closely working with accountants to conduct an investigation into the budget.
Right now I'm working with the CPA, going to be coming to our next meeting. Also, we're having an attorney to send letters to the legislative auditor, and also with HUD OIG requesting that they come and do a full audit of the housing authority.
Sampson says the board will meet at the Ville Platte Housing Authority next Tuesday to talk about what actions will be taken as they move forward on this. And happening this weekend, oh yeah, the Breaux Bridge Crawfish Festival. We were there yesterday and tried a few things out. You will have to make your way out there. It's really nice. The festival will run through the weekend and is known around the country and even the world. Thousands of people flock to Breaux Bridge to try out the food and listen to all the fabulous bands. There are over 30 bands and promises something for the whole family to enjoy. Admission for Saturday, that is today, is $15 and Sunday is $5. It's a festival you will not want to miss out on, I'm telling you. Trevor, Sonia, over in the Weather Center, let's talk about the weather, especially with the festival going on.
Yeah, really doesn't look too bad, but we could see a few isolated showers later on this afternoon and for this evening. We'll put the storm chance at about 30%. Let's take a look at our Sky 10 camera network this morning. It's showing a pretty quiet morning here across most of Acadiana. Temperatures in the upper 60s, 69 in Lafayette, 68 in New Iberia, 66 coming in Opelousas. Storm Team 10 radar shows most of the storm action this morning is well to our south across the Gulf of Mexico. It should stay there through most of the morning, but then later on this afternoon, once the sun comes out, the atmosphere will recharge, and we do have the possibility of a few isolated storms popping up later on. Satellite radar shows this storm action moving to our south. A lot of clouds for this morning, and we'll call it partly cloudy to mostly cloudy for this afternoon. So we will see some intervals of sunshine, but we'll see a lot of clouds as well. And this active jet stream looks like it will continue overhead at least through today and tomorrow. Temperatures rising through the 70s and getting into the mid-80s later on this afternoon. We won't be overly hot today, and that's mainly due to the cloud cover. And here's future radar. Notice a few of these isolated storms popping up later on this afternoon. Again, about 30% coverage, so 3 out of 10 people receiving a storm out there for today. Not expecting widespread coverage. And then for Sunday here, it looks like we have more rainfall that will be moving into the area. It looks like rain chances tomorrow maybe a little higher, about 40% on the rain chance tomorrow as another wave of energy moves through the area. And then it looks like by Monday, those rain chances will be going down. And then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, I'm expecting more of a summer-like pattern with warm temperatures and highs near 90 and more sunshine. So we do have a very low-end threat of severe weather. We've seen this through the past few days here. One storm or two could get strong. Only a level 1 risk. We'll be watching for that possibility mainly at this time of the year. Hail and strong winds become possible. You can never rule out an isolated tornado, but that becomes a little less likely here heading through mid and late May. You start to see more of a damaging wind type threat with some of these storms, more of a summer type pattern with these storms. Now temperatures rising through the 70s, getting into the mid 80s later on this afternoon. And then for tonight, temperatures lower 70s, mid 80s again tomorrow. South winds have been persistent and will remain persistent through today. And for tomorrow, south winds at about 8 to 16 miles per hour again. We have this active jet stream overhead. The main jet stream continues to be to our north here. And then we have a trough that will be moving in for Monday. Notice it mainly moves to our north, but it keeps this jet stream active. But once this pushes off to the north of us, it looks like we get a little quieter by Tuesday and Wednesday and Thursday. A little ridge of high pressure building there, and that will lead to hotter temperatures and a little more sunshine. 85 for today, 30% chance for these storms later on during the afternoon, 40% chance for storms tomorrow. Only isolated rain chances Monday, and then Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. It definitely looks quieter. Maybe another front trying to move in for next Friday, giving us another rain chance.
All right, we thank you very much for that, Trevor. And don't forget, klfy.com if you want to check out any of the stories